A very good afternoon to you. Welcome to News Update at 12 on Dominion Television, Ibadan. I am Olusegun Fawole. Oyo State Governor Seyi Makinde has called on the United Nations and International Human Rights Organization to investigate the abduction of school children and teachers in Orire local government area on May 15. In a statewide broadcast after the release of the abductees, the governor expressed gratitude for their safe return, but said the state remained in mourning over those who lost their lives during the incident. The governor also called for an independent international investigation into the abduction, saying the incident was serious enough to warrant scrutiny beyond domestic institutions. The governor, however, paid tributes to those who died during the abduction and rescue efforts, describing their sacrifices as unforgettable. In a swift reaction, the presidency has criticized the Oyo State Governor Seyi Makinde over his call for a United Nations-led investigation into the abduction of pupils and teachers in the state, describing the demand as unnecessary and politically motivated. Makinde, while formally assuming responsibility for the welfare, rehabilitation and education of the 45 teachers and pupils rescued after spending 56 days in captivity on Monday, called for a UN-led investigation into the abduction, saying Nigerians deserve a full account of the circumstances surrounding the incident. The special advisor to the president on Information and Strategy, Bayo Onanuga, said the governor's request suggested a lack of confidence in Nigeria's security institutions, insisting that the military and other security agencies had already provided explanations on the rescue operation. The Oyo State Police Command has rescued a farmer, Mr. Owade Matthew, who was kidnapped along the Igbojaye Budo Are Road in Oyo State on 12 July 2026. Oyo State Commissioner of Police Abimbola Olubenga, who announced these in a statement signed and released to the press by the command's PPRO, Anyola Deolayinka, said following the immediate deployment of a coordinated joint security operation and sustained investigative effort by the command, the hoodlums were forced to abandon the victim, who regained his freedom on the evening of 13th July 2026. The command said the victim has since been taken to a medical facility for evaluation and necessary treatment, while urging members of the public to remain vigilant and continue to provide timely and credible information that will help security operatives. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs has announced that the final evacuation flight will depart Johannesburg and arrive at the Murtala Mohammed International Airport, Lagos, tomorrow, Wednesday, 15th of July 2026. The ministry spokesperson, Kimiebi Ebiemfa, said the Air Peace flight will leave South Africa at 1:30 a.m. and arrive in Lagos at about 6:30 a.m. He says the flight is the fifth evacuation exercise, bringing the total number of Nigerians returned since June 11th to 1,141. Meanwhile, the federal government says it remains committed to protecting Nigerians abroad and thanked stakeholders involved in the evacuation process. The Minister for Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Mr. Taiwo Oyedele, has called for stronger tax cooperation among West African countries to improve revenue collection and compliance with ECOWAS tax directives. Speaking during a meeting with a delegation of the West African Tax Administration Forum at the Federal Ministry of Finance in Abuja, Oyedele urged West African Tax Administration Forum, WATAF, to develop benchmarking tools and performance dashboards to monitor member states' compliance with regional tax agreements. WATAF reaffirmed its commitments to supporting Nigeria and other member states through capacity building, technical assistance, research and digital transformation as both sides pledged closer collaboration to strengthen tax systems across West Africa. On the foreign scene, China has called on the United States and Iran to restore safe passage through the Strait of Hormuz following renewed tensions over the strategic waterway. Speaking at a news briefing, Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesperson Lin Jian said restoring normal and secure navigation through the strait remains a shared goal of the international community. He added that Beijing will continue efforts to help de-escalate the situation. The appeal comes after the United States reimposed a naval blockade on Iran following attacks on vessels it described as unauthorized, raising fresh concerns over the security of one of the world's busiest oil shipping routes and the impact on global energy supplies. Train services have resumed on a major international transit route in Iran after repairs were completed on the Akala Railway Bridge, which was damaged in a recent United States airstrike. Iranian authorities say the bridge located in Golestan province is fully operational again. The route is regarded as one of the country's most important transport corridors, linking Tehran with the northeastern border and providing access to China and Turkmenistan. Local reports say the railway is widely used for Russian and Chinese freight, with traffic increasing as businesses seek alternative overland routes. The bridge was among transport infrastructure affected during recent U.S. attacks on Iran. And now talking sport. The National Sports Commission has applauded Nigeria's under-18 men's basketball team after they secured qualification for the 2026 FIBA Under-18 AfroBasket Championship with an unbeaten run at the FIBA Africa Zone 3 qualifiers in Ouagadougou, Burkina Faso. The Junior D Tigers produced a flawless campaign to emerge Zone 3 champions, winning all 4 matches to seal an automatic ticket to the Continental Championship, scheduled to hold in Ivory Coast from August 3rd to 16th. The qualification means both Nigeria's male and female under-18 teams will compete at the tournament after the girls also booked their place. Nigeria wrapped up the qualifiers with a commanding 100-54 victory over host Burkina Faso on Saturday, having earlier defeated Benin Republic 96-35 and 101-43, as well as Burkina Faso 98-54. The 3-team tournament featured Nigeria, Benin Republic, and Burkina Faso after Liberia withdrew before the start of the competition. You can visit our website on www.dominion.org.ng to watch us live and interact with us. You can also follow us across our social media platforms on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and LinkedIn at Dominion Broadcast, and on X at Dominion Cast. And that ends the news update on Dominion Television Ibadan. I am Olusegun Fawale. Thank you for watching. Good afternoon.